Personalised, welcome back to my video. My name is Crystal and this is Crystal Display. So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I turn my Bible journal into my DIY study Bible. So if you're ready for today's video, let's just jump straight in. Okay, so first we're gonna define what is a study Bible. So I'm gonna look down on my notes, right? So they said, according to Google, a study Bible is a annotation or added study notes explaining difficult passages or points of theology and doctrine, right? So the key features of a study Bible, so these are explanatory notes, right, printed along with text of scripture. Key features of a study Bible: additional notes, content, or resources. And the purpose of a study Bible is to bring clarity or understanding when studying scripture. So I feel like I have ticked all the boxes when it comes to this turning into a study Bible. And then they also said that additional resources or content can be either notes, maps, guides, and extra information of all kinds, which I have. So let's just jump straight into the flip through. So the first thing with my ESV DIY journaling study Bible is that it has some keys. So I've looked throughout my Bible to highlight all the study Bible resources with a green tab, so excuse that, it will be throughout the Bible so it's easier for me. So first thing you can see is the keys. So I have relevant keys to relevant topics. Some of these are from the Psalms and some is literally all over the Bible. So you can see stress, anxiety, so it's like a washi tape key method really. So yeah, then we have the next thing I have is a quiet time, like a quiet time routine DIY. So it's just like a suggestion, like some study Bibles, they do have like suggested plans and stuff. So I thought to add a suggested quiet time routine. Mine is called the 2020 rule, and it's where you spend 20 minutes devotion with God, 20 minutes prior journaling or prayer and worship, and then 20 minutes reading either a good Christian book or listening to a Christian podcast. That make this my study Bible is that I added like the Old Testament overview. So again, it is categorized again. So I got this from another Bible and I just photocopied and added it into my Bible. Literally, this was before the actual journaling study Bible came out. I decided to create my own. So this is the Old Testament overview, and this is the New Testament overview. So you can see historical, Paul epistles, general epistles, individual, and all that. So, and just like a quick summary of that. Then we also have, so I got this from my other Bible that I have, and I thought to add that in. So this is like an unconventional way to add in notes, and I thought to put that in. So I made like a little pocket here, and then I put this, I store this note inside. So most study Bibles, they do have like a quick summary of each books of the Bible, which this has. So it's the introduction of all the books in the Old Testament, and then God's salvation to save. So everything from my all the notes that I have from my previous Bible that I have that I wasn't really using. I thought to add that in. So this is like an extra note in my study Bible. For the New Testament, there's also an introduction to all the books of the Bible in the New Testament as well. And I thought to make a little pocket here, so I made like a little pocket, D.I.Y. pocket, and then store the notes in here as well. Because I don't know, I think with journaling Bibles, I was just in a creative state, so I thought to like create something. So if I want to like know the books of the Bible, I can easily take this out the pocket, out the envelope, and then read it. Really. So that's that. Alright, so the next part that makes this a study Bible is that some study Bibles, they have like mini articles. So I thought to add this mini article throughout my Bible as well. So I got this from my other Bible, it was my King James Bible, and I thought to add that in, like the most important questions that people would ask about God. So for example, why don't more people see the evidence and believe in God? So there's like a mini article on that. And then we also have like another question, why does God allow evil? So those are like some of the questions that people tend to ask, and I thought to add that in throughout my Bible as well. So this is one example of like a mini article, right? So next thing that study Bibles have are loads of illustrations. So I thought to add that into my study Bible. I have a printer, so of course I printed out some illustrations from Pinterest, and I added into my Bible. So this is the 10 Commandments, right? And I use like a double tape method, and I put it in the margins of my Bible, right? Then just next to this illustration, I have Jesus and the New Commandment, and this is also from my other Bible. So all like the information that I want to add, I would photocopy it and then add it into my Bible. So this is just a comparison between the Old Testament 10 Commandments and what is versus Jesus' teaching in the New Testament for all of the 10 Commandments. In the future, I'm thinking to do like a deep study on this one day. So yeah. Alright, so next part that makes this a studying Bible. So I got these. So majority of these photocopy are from my Life Application Study Bible, but I really wanted it in my own, in this Bible journal here. So this is like the persecution in the Bible, and this I photocopied and added it all into my study Bible. So all into my Bible really. So this is from the Bible Application Study Bible, and I added it in really onto this cardboard stock paper, and it's all the people in the Bible that were persecuted for Christ's sake, from the Old Testament straight down to the New Testament. So it's just like a serve of encouragement for me that because as Christians we will face persecution, and persecution looks different for everyone. Alright, so next part that I thought to add into my study Bible, right? So my journaling study Bible is like a challenge. Like I wish some study Bibles had like a form of challenge. I mean, apart from the Bible reading plan, right? The 1 year Bible reading plan that most Bibles have. I wish they had a challenge, and I thought to add that in. So I have the Psalms Prayer Challenge, where for 30 days you pray the Psalms to God, right? And I think I did like a brief flip through of the Psalms, but this I thought to add that into my study Bible because I wanted it, to be included. I've done this challenge and it literally changed my prayer life, so I thought to add that in. It is available on my little shop, so definitely check it out if you're interested. But it's very like when I was going through this challenge, I was going through a whole nother trial that I thought that was never gonna turn around, and God just turned it around, and this helped me focus in on God as well. So highly recommend adding like a little challenge sheet in your personalized study Bible if you're gonna make a study Bible, as I do. All right, so next thing that a study Bible have is concordance. So I got this from my lab application as well, so I photocopied it. Concordance can look very different if it's DIY'd, of course, but I photocopied this. So it's where to get help in the book of Psalms. So this is relevant just to the Psalms, right? I also made my own concordance. So this is, I think I've shown it before, but this is all the Psalms, regarding the themes for like worship, praise, and thanksgiving. So I wrote down all the Psalms relevant to worship, relevant to praise, relevant to thanksgiving, because there is a difference. I've done like an in-depth study on, what it is to worship God biblically. So I'll link that playlist down below. My concordance also, I've written it down also throughout my Bible, mostly towards the front. So I have one here. It says, please God, not man. So these are like all the scriptures regarding with pleasing God and not man, right? And then also God hears all my prayers. So this is like all the scripture regarding God hearing my prayers. That's my form of concordance. Also, when you feel far away from God, these are the scriptures I would go to. And also I have like emergency scriptures. So like if I'm worried about money or worried about work or worried in general, tempted, sick, sad, suffering, or needing patience, like those are the main things. So that's why I call it my emergency scriptures. You can add that in and so I thought to add that in to my journaling study Bible as well. All the messianic prophecies and fulfillment. So that means like it goes through 18 of them. So the prophecies in the Old Testament, and you can see the fulfillment of it in the New Testament. So that scripture is lining with scripture really, and cross references are correct and all that, right? So like for example, the Messiah was to be born in Bethlehem. In Micah 5 verse 2, they prophesied that. Like when you think about it, you never really know where anyone is ever going to be born. Like anyone can be born anywhere in any country at any time. But the fact that they prophesied that Jesus was going to be born in Bethlehem and he was going to be a Nazarene, that is just mind-blowing to me. And then you can see the fulfillment of it in Matthew 2 verse 1 to 6 and Luke 2 verse 1 to 20. And then also we have the women. So I wanted also, so initially the project was to make this a women's Bible, but then it slowly transferred into a study Bible. So I do have like some information about women in the Bible, so I'm going to show you guys. So for example, this is regarding women in Jesus' life and ministry, and I got this from a women's devotional catering, just about women in the Bible, what their stories are and how we can learn from them. So I thought to photocopy that and put it in this Bible as well. So for example, this is all the women that was in Jesus' life and ministry. I also have like a timeline of the women in the Bible. So I put it here near to Genesis. So all the women from Eve all the way to Eunice. So I thought to add that in. So a bit of women stuff in the Bible as well. And then at the back, I also have, another it's like a form of the same thing, all the women in the Bible, and I photocopy like little cross references of the women in the Bible. And the idea was to go through each woman of the Bible. Once I complete it, I would change over and add more of the list versus me having all the lists at once, because there's quite a lot of women in the Bible that made major impact, right? And then they also have so they have the name, and then they also have the scripture. So yeah, so that's like a little pocket thing I added. That I wish that what I wanted in a study Bible, I created it basically. I wanted it to have women, not just a women's Bible or women's study Bible, but also other things in between as well. And then we have the miracles of Jesus. So all the miracles of Jesus from Matthew to John, so throughout the Gospels, I photocopy that as well. Most study Bible have this information, and I wanted this to be in here because it's an encouragement to me and a reminder to me that God is working and still working and able to work through impossible situations. So it was an encouragement for me, especially in my discouragement seasons that I've been through. Alright, so next feature of my study Bible is a parable of Jesus. So this is like all the parables of Jesus, and then like the lesson, the overall lesson, and then references. So this I photocopy from my little small King James Bible. That information was there, so I photocopy it, and then I kind of attached it into my Bible in a unique way, like a flippy way, right? So yeah, so all the parables of Jesus is there. And then the part that really makes a study Bible, which is for me, it's a work in progress, right? Is the annotations. So my aim is to go through every single book of the Bible and annotate, right? So that is the plan. So for example, this book here is a book of Philemon, and I have done like an in-depth study on it. So yes, I did like an in-depth study regarding and pointing to the scripture, and then I put like additional notes at the back here, between this, on this tipping right here. So it's like in-depth. So, and then, they say that the study Bible has annotations, which I have created on the sides regarding, pointing to the scripture. So in this Bible specifically, there are four? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 books of the Bible that has been annotated. It is 1 John, 2 John, 3 John, Jude, and Philemon. So that's the completed annotation. I've started Nehemiah, but I haven't finished it. But yeah, so that's that's the next thing as well. And then another information. So that study Bible has additional information. So for example, Revelation, I summarized, like based on chapters. So Revelation 1, what you have seen, Revelation 2 to 3, the church ages. So I kind of summarized my own thing and then add it in as a tipping into my Bible. And then another photocopy is what we know about eternity. So I add that in at the back as well. And then we also have another one. So this is the prophecies of Jesus' second coming and scriptures, Bible references. So this I got from my little mini King James Bible, and I photocopied and added in as a key feature as well for my study Bible. Really. There are maps Let me just see if I can find like some maps as well, because some study Bible, they have like different maps in between. So this one is like a map, so it's the route of the Exodus, right? And then also there is the migration of Abraham. So there's like different mini maps throughout this Bible as well. And according to this definition, they said that a study Bible has like loads of maps as well. So they have loads of maps throughout the Bible, and illustrations. So illustrations, I would say illustrations is a Bible journal feature, but I would say this would be like a bonus for a study Bible to have like illustrations, right? So like these, for example, like the vellum illustrations. I wanted that in so bad because I just really love it. So I just took out some of the pages from my other Bible journal and I added it into this, and I thought it really added a lot. Like it added like a nice feature to a study Bible that normally a study Bible doesn't have. So it has like vellum illustrations. John, let's go through John. I think John has an illustration as well. John 15. So there's another illustration. There's another vellum illustration here. So yeah, I have that throughout this Bible as well. Not a lot, but I have like a few throughout the Bible. I think Leviticus has it. So we already did Leviticus. And then Genesis has it as well. Genesis has like illustration here. So yeah. So that's it. There's other features that make this a study Bible. Like I wrote like a whole list of it. Like throughout this Bible, there are information on how to enrich my prayer life and my faith overall. I kind of showed you guys this before. So there's like a to-dos. So like you have like a prior to-do. So if, for example, my prayer life is stale, I can go through this list, pick what I want, and then just do that really. So for example, praying based on the alphabets, right, A to Z, or I could pray prayers from the Bible, that other people have prayed in this Bible, praying in community. So like different ideas really, how to revamp my prayer life. And then faith do's now is like things that I can do as a believer. I think I did like a whole video on I think last week I did like a whole video on 24 habits that you can do as a holy girl, so you can check that video out. But these are some of the faith do's that I call them faith do's, like following a spiritual growth plan, right? Which I've created for 2024. So definitely check that out if you haven't already, right? And then also like, for example, listening to sermons, spending quality time with God, practicing prayers like at different times. So for example, a 3 a.m. prayer, having like a family devotional once a week. So those like the general ideas really. And then we all know illustrations as well. And so this is like the Bible timeline that I have, that I got from a website. So really you can make your own study Bible. You don't necessarily have to go out and spend loads of money on a study Bible. You can actually make your own. But I would highly recommend, if you don't have the time to make your own study Bible, then definitely get and invest in a study Bible. But I would say that once I purchased my study Bible, that is when my understanding of the Bible elevated majorly. So definitely think what you want to do, if you want to create your own or if you want to invest in one. There's loads on Amazon. So yeah, I have like a whole Growing God Amazon list you can check out to see what I suggest. Some of the things that I've seen on that list I personally want to buy, and then some of the things I have already purchased as well. So I'll link that down below as well. Right, so the next feature of a study Bible or a journaling study Bible is that, you have your color code system. I've seen like some Bibles, they're already pre-colored already, but this is my own color code system. I did like a whole in-depth video on that, so I'll try to link that down below. But the most important one that I focused in on my journaling study Bible is God's promises and truth. So everything that's highlighted in orange is God's promises and truth. So you can see here, this was so even before I started to use this Bible, that was the first project that was the first creative project that I worked on in my Bible. So I highlighted everything orange, and I used the resource from Garments of Splendor, like the 100 Promises of God. I use that resource and I highlight all the promises throughout the Bible, and that's relevant. Yeah, guys, that's it. That's my DIY journaling study Bible. I hope you enjoyed today's flip through. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. And I'll see you guys in another video. Bye, Crystalites.